What up, YouTube? Trash Talking Circle, Dirty Bird Nation, everybody on that Discord app. What's good? What's good? How y'all doing? Sorry, they are checking in with y'all on a Tuesday night. Want to talk about this hiring. Dirk Cutter is back. Coach Dirk Cutter is back in Atlanta as an offensive coordinator. Coach Mike Mularkey used to coach with the Falcons a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago as well. He'll be the tight ends coach. So we bringing back some familiar faces here. Back to the franchise, man. How do I feel about the hire? I'm kind of on the fence about it, man. Dirk did lead the #1 passing offense last year with the Yucks. So I feel like, our passing game will be decent, like it's always been for like the last 4, 5, 6 years. But I'm kind of on the fence as to what he's going to do with this offensive line. It needs to be rebuilt. We need to draft at least 2 linemen at the minimum. We also need to bring some guys in, whether off the street or free agents or from another team, make some trades. But we got to bring some guys in that can block, that can fit into the scheme. Dan Quinn wants to keep that freaking offensive zone, running zone scheme where you don't block man-to-man. You actually try to beat defenders to the punch and do zone runs to the inside, outside. So we want to keep that scheme. So I don't know if Dirk is going to, sprinkle that in here and there into the offense. He's going to bring a lot of the concepts that he brought from Tampa Bay back down here. So I don't know, man. It's like I said, it's a 50-50 thing with me, man. I'm kind of on the fence about it. We still need a defensive coordinator. We still need a special teams coach, and the defense will be bringing back some key components. I think we're going to have to trim the fat on defense. I think we're going to have to let some players go. D coordinators, I was looking at Steve Wilkes, who got fired from Arizona as a defensive coordinator out there. I mean, as a head coach out there. He needs to be our defensive coordinator, man. Another couple guys that I was looking at as well to be defensive coordinator. One actually from the Titans defensive coordinator. I was looking at him, and then another one from the college ranks. I was looking at another one from the college ranks to come up and be defensive coordinator, where he came from University of Alabama, or anybody from the University of Georgia. Any of those top SEC teams, defensive coordinators. I feel like we should go after them, man. I really do. But I mean, I know we're going to pick somebody to be D coordinator. I mean, I know we're going to have, Quinn as a D coordinator, of course, but I think somebody else. I think Quinn's going to call the plays, and we're still going to pick another, guy on defense to be the coordinator. You know what I'm saying? Quinn might have the title of defensive coordinator, but I know we're going to pick somebody else to kind of not only just run the defense, but stick to Quinn's freaking play calls and run it the way that he wants it to be run. Now, this season is all on Dan Quinn, man. He has nobody to point the finger at. He's let the defensive coordinator go. He let the special teams coach go. So he's in a position of power to where if there's any coaching issues, if there's any miscommunication, then, he has to look in the mirror to see whose fault it is. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be a big year for him, man. The draft is in Nashville, Tennessee this year. 2019 draft. It is in Nashville, Tennessee. That's about 2.5 hours from here. So I may be making my way up there. In a couple of weeks, we got the All-Star game, the college football All-Star game, the North-South game or East-West game down in Mobile. I might be making a trip down there as well. And I also might be making a trip to the Combine up in Indianapolis. So stand by for some possible vids on that. Me, taking a look at the scenery, maybe talking to some coaches, man, and then looking at these draft prospects, guys that can come in and make an impact on the franchise right away. My last 2-3 drafts under Quinn have been decent. We've got some key players, some starters, from the draft, guys who came in, gave a lot of effort, contributed. But the one draft pick that I'm regretting is Vic Beasley, man. Clemson goes out and they destroy Alabama, so they're interviewing Clemson coach Dabo Swinney, head coach, after the game. And you got Vic Beasley standing behind Dabo Swinney trying to get some camera time, grinning and looking in the camera, trying to make sure his face is, in the same shot as Dabo Swinney. Vic Beasley, man, that was embarrassing, man. Honestly, you don't, I don't know how old you are. I think you're, 25, 26, 27. You just don't represent the franchise like that, man. How many other pro players are itching to get behind a coach who, just won a bowl game or a championship just to get some camera time, man? That was a goofy move, man. That's the type of attitude that you have. And you remind me a lot of Dwight Howard, man. A guy from Georgia. I know you're from Adairsville. A guy from Georgia who doesn't take the game seriously, has all the talent in the world, playing for the hometown team, doesn't take the game seriously. It's a corny goofball. That was a corny goofball move, man. Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Let those college kids get all the camera time they need. They just busted their tail. They just beat one of supposedly the greatest teams in freaking college football history. They're the first team since, 1895, 1897 to go, undefeated and win a national championship. Let them get the camera time. You know what I'm saying? You just look stupid doing that, man. And I was embarrassed, man. I really was, man. I was like, this guy who underperformed this year, instead of him being at home watching film, working with different pass rushers in the offseason, maybe, getting in the backyard and setting up, some yard markers and setting up a freaking, a drill to rush a quarterback, because this is the type of stuff that champions do. They constantly work on their craft. And instead of working on your craft, man, you're down in Santa Clara, California, down on the field trying to get some camera time behind Coach Swinney, man. It's just stupid, man. And I don't know. I really don't expect you to achieve what you achieved in 16, because I don't think you take the game seriously anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, if his attitude, if his mind, if his work ethic is indicative to the rest of the players on the team, where the offense or defense, then that's probably why we went 7-9. That explains why we went 7-9, because we got goofy individuals out in California at the national championship on the field trying to get camera time. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully their mindset will change. But right now, that's the type of players we have. And you've been in 4 years, man. You should be a leader. You know what I'm saying? But instead, you're going to do clown stuff like that, man. But anyway, Sergeant AR10 checking in. Y'all take care. Have a good Tuesday night. Have a good rest of the week. I'll get up with y'all later. Peace.